What's up, everybody? This is Mauricio Cardinal from Roofing Marketing Pros. Today we're going to talk about how to create a roofing customer acquisition system for your business. Do you rely on the weather to generate leads for your business? If you're like a lot of contractors, you rely on inclement weather to generate new leads and new opportunities for your business. If you're in a storm environment, if you're in the Midwest, storms come every single year and they bring new opportunities for your business. But how about if you're not in a storm environment? What would you do for your business? How about if you're in California or in Oregon or a place that doesn't really have a lot of storms? What would you do to generate leads for your business? Well, how about if you're in South Carolina that does have a lot of storms? For example, have a couple of clients that are going to come in on the board in the next couple of months that South Carolina did not have any storms last year. So they know and they understand that since they didn't have any storms, they're going to have less opportunities to really get more business. So they understand that the storms really bring the new business for them. Now, this is something that you can't change. Most contractors, no matter where they're in, are going to rely on the weather to generate new leads. Every time a rainstorm comes in, no matter where you are, that's usually when you get the calls. However, what we can do is build a system that doesn't rely on the weather, is not so dependent on the weather, because it makes really your business less stable and less foundational when it comes to what you need to do to bring consistency and predictability for your business. And this system really works really well if you're in a storm environment, works even better. But the key thing to remember is to build this system so you won't have to rely on the weather to generate new leads and opportunities for the business. So what is a customer acquisition system? It's a strategy that organizes your resources in a way that consistently generates new customers for your business. And this works well in the online and the offline world. And what this video is going to cover is only the online world. There are two main elements to a customer acquisition system. The first part is lead generation, the second part is sales. Both are equally important in achieving results and success for your business. Lead generation is 50% of the opportunity, so this is everything you do when it comes to leads. It could be door knocking, telemarketing, it could be anything online. Anything that brings new opportunities to your business is lead generation. The second part is sales. So sales is really the most important element in actually converting the leads. 50% is leads, 50% is sales when it comes to in terms of importance. If you have no new leads, you obviously won't get any new sales. And when it comes to the seeing success, the more strategic, the more systems you have in place, the more better results when it comes to sales. So if you have a CRM, if you follow up with every single lead on a consistent basis, if you have email marketing systems, if you use everything to track this information, it's all very important to set up these systems in place and see results online and offline. The main benefit in building a customer acquisition system is predictability and consistency. So imagine being able to predict how many new leads, how many new customers, how many new jobs you're going to be doing 6 months from now without a storm. If you know what you're doing, you can actually get a range of how many leads you're going to get on a month-to-month basis and how many of those leads are going to finally turn into a customer. And then you can actually scale your business by doing these things first and hiring the people and having the systems in place. One of the things that a lot of companies struggle is not being dependent on the owner to generate leads for their business. So when it comes to scaling, it's really about not being dependent on the owner or the main driver of the business to generate leads for their business. Once you have these systems in place, the owner is not really dependent on that person to drive new business. So if you set up the systems correctly both on the front end with the lead generation and on the back end with the sales, then you can scale as much as you want. You can grow as fast as you can, and you can see better results and more profitability to your bottom line. And this is really illustrated with the faucet philosophy that I like to talk about. And this philosophy really comes down to most roofing business owners. You know, water can't flow unless it's turned on first, right? It's pretty obvious. The same is true for businesses. You won't get customers unless the faucet and water line are turned on and prime. The reality is when most roofers try to turn on their faucets, no water comes out because they don't realize the water line is actually off. Or if the water does come out, it's just a trickle. Instead of a flow, refreshing, cool, clean, crisp water that satisfies their thirst, they found a cup of brown, nasty, dirty water. This is a harsh reality for most roofing companies. No matter how hard they try, they are stuck with a feast or a famine. The water flows freely sometimes when the weather is inclement. They have more work that they can handle, while other times the water line runs dry and they're just trying to keep things going until the next job comes around. Their system isn't primed to scale. Only roofing businesses with a predictable system for generating qualified leads for their business can truly say, when I turn on the faucet, I get the exact amount of cool, clear water that I want. The second main benefit that you'll get if you build one of these systems for your business is that you'll get more referrals. Referrals are the holy grail of leads. Referrals pay the most, they're the easiest to convert, and they're the most loyal to your company, so they actually stay with you the longest. The thing is that a lot of people don't understand that you actually have to, especially for new businesses, you actually have to get new customers to get referrals, right? Because new businesses don't really have a big, large customer base to rely on to get new businesses. While a lot of companies that have been in this space for a long time, they rely on their customer base to generate customers for them. And that's fine, right? If you want to stagnate. But if your business is not growing, if you're not building new customers that's outside your referral space, then you're not growing your business. If you look at the timeline, a lot of companies have been around for a while that don't do any marketing. They just rely on referrals and their growth expands sometimes, but it doesn't really expand as fast as they would like. So it's really about getting new customers into the system, converting them into sales and clients, and then asking those people to generate more referrals, ask them for referrals so that I can continually build that system in place. The third main benefit is that you'll get higher conversion rates. So if you build a system in place, you'll establish your company as an expert and authority in your marketplace, and you build credibility online and offline, and you'll get a lot higher conversion rate than imagine if you're competing against a fly-by-night contractor. So a lot of the reputation from this space is that there's a lot of fly-by-night contractors that chase a storm, they do a job, but they're not there for the next time that person has issues. So you want to stay away from the stigma by creating a presence online that generates new business that makes you the expert authority and establishes your reputation online. So this is a great way to do that. A lot of times if you have a name out there, you can do online reviews, and those online reviews are very important for your business because when people read reviews, it really thinks about it as like a modern testimonial, a modern referral. So reviews today, online reviews are the modern referrals. Think about that for a second. And there are really two main channels when it comes to building a customer acquisition online. And I'm only going to talk about the online because that's my expertise. I'm going to talk about the offline stuff. I can do another video for that. But for now, focus on two channels. And when it comes to the internet, there's two main companies that dominate the internet: Google and Facebook. Think about 50% for one and 50% for the other. And sadly, that's how it is now. And you can't really argue with that. When it comes to Google, I'll go over some strategies for that, and Facebook as well. For Google, we're going to focus on keywords, right? So when it comes to keywords, our people are actively searching for a roofing contractor re-roofing services, commercial roofing. They're all actively searching for your services online. They're searching using keywords. The thing you have to understand is that since roofing is very common, is very competitive, there's a lot of contractors that are trying to stand out in the marketplace by looking at these keywords. So keywords is based on what people are searching for. When people search online, it's because they have a question. So most of the time, they're searching because they have an issue, they have a problem, they need someone to fix their problem, and they need information. If you have present your solution in a positive way, and your way you present yourself, you can make it easy for them to contact your business. One things that you have to understand is really there's few things when it comes to keyword intent. There's a few different keywords you can people when people search for Google, they do different things. There's navigational keywords, informational keywords, and transactional keywords. Transactional keywords are the most expensive if you're doing AdWords. They cost the most. They're usually the hardest to rank for as well. And that's because people are actively searching to buy. These people are at the bottom of the bottom cycle. These people are at the top of the buying cycle and they're almost ready to buy. Informational, these people are in the middle of the buying cycle, but they're still looking for information on how you can help solve their problem. The thing with Google, if you do any SEO, if you do AdWords, pay-per-click, search engine marketing, you'll get people mostly from informational and transactional space. These people are in the middle to the top of the funnel, so they're almost ready to go. Just have to qualify them to see if they're fit to work together. Here's a snapshot of a local service company, a local roofing company. When you actively search for a roofing company in your area, you'll get three types of results, and this is very important to understand. The top of the search results, if you see them, you see the ads. You can barely see with this picture, but you see the ads with the first four spots. So if you're doing AdWords, you'll get automatically ranked in the 4 spots if you know what you're doing online. The second is a middle local search pack. So this is a local search pack. This depends on your citations and your NAP, which is your name, address, and phone number. And this really depends on how well your website is ranked and how well it's relevant to that information. And the top 10 organic results are all ranked based on the keywords, your website, and what your people are targeting for. Company is dominating with Google, with Yahoo, has a spot in all three locations. So very important. Only one, if you're doing AdWords, only one half the puzzle. The other half is SEO, and SEO is only one half the puzzle. The other half is AdWords. Negative keywords. So one thing you want to keep in mind is that you can set up your campaigns and not target people that are irrelevant to what you're doing or what you're offering. It's very important you understand this. Example I like to give is if you guys are a roofing company and you don't do any metal roofing, what you can do is actually exclude those people from seeing your ads or not target those people on your website. So you don't have to put those people in place in your website or in your AdWords, and they won't see your results. Very important that you write great ads on AdWords. If you do write great ads on AdWords, this is a great quick definition and guide you can use. First thing is to include the headline. So include the keyword in the headline. Description, talk about the benefits and features. People, it's really about benefit-driven copy. The more benefit you have, make it about them. Make it easy for them to contact you. Talk about the benefits and provide a call to action in the description line number 2. And then your domain name. This could be customized. I recommend you do a custom landing page for this and build a keyword for this. One of the biggest mistakes that contractors and small business owners make is when they do any type of paid advertising campaign that they don't use a landing page or use a website. And a website is basically information. Think about it as a business card, contains general information about you and your business, instead of a landing page contains specific information on you and your business on a certain topic. Two main elements of a landing page are conversion focused design. This is a great example of that, and benefit driven copy. So conversion focused design has the headlines, it has testimonials, it has call to action, And then the benefit-driven copy really makes it about them, what benefits you can provide them, and why you want to make sure they contact you right away. Call tracking. So if you're doing SEO, if you're doing any type of online advertising on Google, make sure you track your calls. And this is an example of the software we use. Use callrail.com to track, record, and track every single call comes in, track the keywords we use. There's a lot of different things that it has in place, but you can use this for your results. I highly recommend that you measure and track your results. Without measuring or tracking, you won't get any benefit, you won't see your progress, and you won't know what you're doing. So here's a screenshot of a campaign, 179 calls, and this is on AdWords. And this is how many calls we're getting on a daily basis. So it gives you an example of the type of results if you really want to scale this business. Local SEO, just as important as AdWords. Local business SEO, it's really about ranking your website on a local basis, building local city pages, and building citations that recognizes your website on the different directories and makes them easy for them to rank. So local business SEO, there's really two main elements when it comes to this SEO, off-page and on-page SEO. When it comes to on-page SEO, it's really about making your website as SEO friendly as it can be. This includes including the keywords in your title tag, including as many images, making your website fast. So the speed is a big factor. There's a lot of different ranking factors that affect your on-page SEO and your website rankings. So think about citations, the keywords, making sure your name, address, and phone number are all correct. All these different things are important in making your website rank. And that's only the first half of SEO. The second half is off-page SEO. When it comes to off-page SEO, it's really about having a strategy that will make your website more important in the eyes of Google. So Google, the way it ranks your website is depending on how important your website they view when it comes to their algorithm, right? And the way they calculate that is there's about 200 ranking factors and there's always changing. So you can't really keep up with this, but main thing to understand is that the more content, the more links it has to your website, the more important it is. Here are some different types of links that really will help you rank your website. And this is a lot of work that it's involved. You have to submit your directories, you have to do video sharing, social sharing websites, submit articles, guest posts, social media, blog posts. All these different things are important in getting your website ranked. Some expectations when it comes to SEO. Roofing is a very competitive space, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of roofing companies that are trying to do what you're doing. They're all trying to rank for Google. They're all trying to rank on the first page, right? There's only 10 spots on the first page. So it's very important to understand there's thousands of roofing companies and only 10 spots. It's very competitive. It takes time to see results. 6 to 8 months a minimum. The more competitive a city, the more resources and the more the investment is going to cost. So think about the work I just showed you. The thing I just showed you with the previous slide, it's really about more resources. It takes time to see the results you want to expect. So take this into heart, understand what you're doing. A lot of people, don't really understand what it takes, but once you have this in place, you will see leads for years to come. So once you have your website ranked, converting, you'll see leads for years to come. Last thing I want to go over is Facebook ads, something you can't really ignore. It's too big of a channel to ignore. When it comes to the channels, there's really two channels, Facebook and Google, and Facebook is the other half. And Facebook is a social media channel, so very important to understand the difference between search engine marketing, search engine advertising, and Facebook advertising. Social Facebook is like a party. People are there to hang out, chat with their friends, etc., etc. Versus Google, where people are actually searching for your information. And here's some stats that showcase the importance of Facebook. There are over 2 billion people on Facebook today. There's over 1.15 billion mobile users. The average American spends 45 minutes a day on Facebook, and they're the lowest cost per ad impression in ad history. So basically what this means that it costs between $4 and $9 to reach 1,000 people with your ad for them to see your ad on Facebook. Before, it used to cost 25 cents. So this is going up in price every single year. It gets more expensive for people to show your ad because it gets more competitive. More companies are going to be starting investing more money in this, more capital into this. So it's really about taking advantage today because this will get more expensive as time goes on. As a business owner, as an advertiser, the number one currency is attention. And you as a business owner have to get their attention, and they're already on this platform. So you is a great opportunity to promote your services and get leads and sales for your business. One thing you have to understand when it comes to Facebook is you have to it's a little bit more complicated than the other channels because you have to be changing your ad due to ad fatigue, and you have to do several different things to really build your name and reputation on Facebook. And here's a channel of marketing, a marketing funnel that really breaks down the difference between a cold, warm, and aware audience, right? And when it comes to roofing, most people are not going to buy a roof online, right? They're not going to buy a roof. It's a high investment. It's a high cost product and service. So you have to provide education up front. So the rule is that the more something costs, if you're selling a product or service that costs a lot of money, the more education you're going to need up front. So this is when it comes down to roofing, you have to provide value, education, and an example. If you're in a storm environment, we can actually just create an ad and make them aware of your services. So it's very different. Value first approach. Value first approach is about creating content that connects, entertains, and inspires the people you want to work with. Very simple to do this in roofing. Not many contractors are doing this. So it's a great way to stand out in the marketplace. It's a great way to build your name by giving information that not many people know about, that many people consider insider information, but for you it's common knowledge. That's the type of information you can give. It can be infographics, it can be ebooks, it can be checklists, it can be webinars. All these different things really work well in giving a value first approach. Here's an example of a roofing checklist ebook type of questionnaire that really builds your authority and establish your credibility in the eyes of a beholder. Here's an example of one type of ad. Here's an example of a viral type of marketing campaign that works really well with Facebook. This is the one from Roofing Annex. They're really active on Facebook, and the way they do that is they do these types of ads probably like once a year, twice a year, and they get a lot of attention. And this is really about building their name, establishing that credibility with the people, and really thinking long term. People do not think long term in this space at all. They think in the macro instead of the micro. All about the short term and what kind of leads they think. If you do something like this, people remember your name, and understand that once they need a roof, they'll come to you because you did something creative and that captured their attention. Here's another example. This is after a storm. After a storm, you do an ad like this, and you just you tell them what they need, what they're looking for, and basically it's a great way to make them aware of your services and that you exist. So many people don't understand that instead of door knocking these neighborhoods that have no soliciting sign, you can actually create an ad that targets those people, makes them aware of who you are, and then conquer the entire neighborhood by doing this. It's very simple to set up. Here's another example. It's a very simple video ad. And in conclusion, a customer acquisition system is a strategy that organizes your resources in a way that consistently generates new leads and opportunities for your business. What I did is I only went over some online strategies, but these strategies can work out in the offline world. It's really about thinking about setting up systems in the offline world, generating leads for the offline, and then having a sales system in place that consistently converts them as well. So, quick example, when it comes to sales reps and door knocking, the more reps you have, obviously, the more sales you'll get, and you can build a business that way. Same thing with this. Another way to think about it is creating more leads for your sales reps so they can actually sell instead of door knocking. The main benefit you get out of this, and hope you get this video, is really about predictability. Predictability and consistency. How many leads can you guys do this? How many new referrals is this going to bring for your business? How many new opportunities is this going to bring for your business? So I hope you guys like this video. If you please like or comment or share the video, I'll post on the link below, or please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.